Hello everybody, this is ZigZagZog coming to you from somewhere in this world, and we're back to continue our playthrough of Empire Total War featuring Darthmod in the 40 unit save version. And we just had ended last episode with this battle here where the Italian states tried to surprise us, but we were able to push them out of our pleasure palace. As a matter of fact, I think I need to try and fix our pleasure palace if I can click on it. There it is. And let's repair it, because we sure do have the funds at 42,000. And I think what we'll do, the Italian states do have one more army down here that we do definitely have to worry about. It's not huge, but it's significant. It's not a weak pushover army. But I do, while we have the advantage on this force, we've knocked out all their cavalry. They do still have some artillery. But so do we, and we still have, as measly as it is, we still have some cavalry. So we're going to move over here to try and trap them up in the mountains to kind of round out our turn here. And I think zone of control wise, hopefully it'll be, hopefully they can't skirt around us. That's what we're crossing our fingers on and hoping we have them locked in. And as a matter of fact, why don't we move farther up into the Alps to try and really, truly trap them in there so they can't get by us. Okay. Now that we semi have this under control over here, let's get back to the continent of India. And we have to make our decisions here. And I know I talked about, yeah, we come here, they're going to go there, yada, yada, yada. Bottom line is, if I move here, since this is their only territory, if I take and control this territory, these armies disperse and we don't have to deal with them anymore. That's my understanding of the whole procedure. And I think we have the forces to do it right here, right now. Let's get moving. We'll move one of them right here, right away. This is the one with my general with too many stars to count, so we'll have him lead the attack. Look at that, we do have the advantage. We will try surrender. And of course, it's their final territory. I don't think I've ever had surrender granted in this situation. But we will continue our siege just so that we can do this. Bring down reinforcements to totally ensure that we can make this happen, and the continent of India will be ours. So there you go. Let's attack. It is a fort situation, so we're going to have to deal with potential lag with the number of troops we're going to be using on this map. We shall see. Let's make it happen. Yeah, it's way in our favor. Not all of these forces will all be on the map at once. I think we start with slightly less than a full stack. We'll get reinforcements of a few units, and then only will we get reinforcements after that when we have some units decimated or retreating off the map, kind of a thing. So there it is. Well in our favor. We should be able to do this. That's what I'm thinking. We do have a lot of mortars going against us. That is their strength, but we have the numbers to survive mayhem from the mortars. So let's get this going. We'll see you down on the battlefield. All right, we're going to take a look at the map and get ourselves set up. We don't have to worry about reinforcements, so pretty much we're going to set up on two sides, spread ourselves up, and advance on the fort from there. So as soon as I set up, we will come right on back and take a look at the setup. Okay, we're ready. We're back. We have 3 artillery units. One will be punching through here, one will be punching through here, and one is over on the L to punch through on this side. So we're going to go for 3 breaches. We have one main line on the front, very widespread. We have one main line on the side, not quite as widespread. Both have reserve units, like 3 regiments each, 3-4 regiments each. And it's very basic setup. We outnumber them by far, so it's brute force, mortars be damned. That's how we're going to approach it. So we're going to start out by getting the cannon going, and then we will get all of the rest of the units moving forward. Alright, our infantry groups are set to hopefully make my advancings a little easier. We're going to get started right now with our cannon and get this thing going. The mortars and cannons from their walls are firing, oh, you name it, it's firing big time. It's pretty crazy. And we're taking tons of hurt right now. We are taking tons of hurt. And just because we have such a long line on the front, I'm going to bring this immediate unit, this first unit right there. It may be that we're already starting to break through. What do you know? We'll take the second unit up towards this breach. We're going to take this unit down here up towards this breach, or soon to be breach, on this side. We're going to do the same pattern over here. Give them too much to have to deal with right off the bat is what we're going to do. Basically, we're here to overwhelm them. We'll keep our reserves just that in reserve for the moment, although bring them up relatively soon to support. Because the casualties we're going to be taking are extreme. Or will be extreme. Okay, we have our first breach over here. So with that in mind, we're definitely bringing our pikemen up early. We are losing some artillery in the process, but we're going to bring some more reserves up over here. Actually, we're going to keep them spread out to minimize artillery damage. You're going to come up for this breach here. 76%, so we're almost through there. Let's see if we cannot, with our artillery that remains back here, punch through another hole in the wall. And this one is now, looks like it's down, so we're going to punch through here. And it looks like we punched through our first hole here, not quite, so we'll keep pounding away on this side. The good news about getting the breaches in the walls, it really takes away the wall cannons that were shooting at us. And we're going to get our first unit towards the breach here. Try and start doing some damage. Not through yet on this side. And I'm hesitant to have these guys climb the wall yet, because once we punch through this hole, and we're now at 67%, I'm going to take this guy over the walls, because right now they're uncontested on the back. They're firing hard on us down here, but we're also returning fire. Okay, you're the first one in place over here, so it's through the breach for you. With follow-up right behind. You know, I didn't ask for you to stop there. I wanted you inside. So let's see if we can get you inside. They're stringing out in strange fashion. But at the same time, what we're going to do is we're going to start taking the walls on this side with the units in place over here. And we'll take this set of walls with this next unit. And we'll keep the pressure on. Okay, melee happening already over here. We've made it in. When are we going to start firing, guys? We've made it in. We have another unit that we're going to push through now, too. And this is good news. Oh, they've come out to address us outside the gates here. In fact, there's nobody left on the wall to fire at, so we're going to bring our other unit down here. Try and sandwich in the musket men. We have our breach in the wall here, so we're going to redirect this artillery over here. If they want to come out the walls like this, I'm all for it. Just pick them off. Okay, our first unit through on the one side did not hold up well. Probably bombarded by mortars. And we're going to go melee here now too. It's time to bring more of our troops in. We also have cavalry waiting in the wings. Let's bring our strongest melee troops in, the pikemen. And now that we're inside here, let's start coming down off the walls. So we can look at taking out these mortars. In fact, we own the walls now. Let's get in through the gates. They're just like going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. What I'm going to do is start charging through our opening here. And we're going to bring more melee troops, since they're coming outside the gates, over here. And now it's time to bring up, I do believe, some cavalry perhaps. We still have infantry to bring up. They're tying us up here. The mortars are working us over here. So we're going to come at the mortars. And cannon. Oh, they're doing canister shot at us. We will not hold up at all. So we've been sitting our reserves back all this time. Time to bring them forward. We're going to bring one unit over here to this gate. This unit is going to help with the pile of melee we have going on over in this breach. And we are going to bring our cavalry up to help with units outside the gate over here. Trying to bring our cavalry over, our infantry that's through the gates here to get behind some of these buildings so we aren't hammered quite as hard. And we'll bring another unit in through the gates over here. Because right now our other areas are plugged. We're going to try pushing a little melee through here. And we are ending up faltering due to that hellacious cannon fire. Okay, we're out of the direct line of sight. We have another unit that'll be coming in. Let's see if we can't charge in now. If we're going around or right into the front of their fire. Somehow, once we can get rid of these artillery pieces, we'll have this fort. But that's easier said than done. All right, we're finally going to get enclosed in with their units here. Let's go melee again in here with the cavalry. We're finally being able to breach and reach to the interior. And then this stubborn unit that's been driving us off is there. Oh, we got our cavalry units up here. Bring them in. Let's take these guys out. We have this unit's made it to this gate, so let's bring them in. And we're getting driven off left and right. How? I don't know. Okay, there's artillery here that maybe is firing canister into us somehow. I do not know. but it keeps driving us back. Let's get back through this gate. We still have numbers. We need to drive through here against them also. And then we're getting driven off. Every time we get in close, we get driven off. But we are knocking out mortars little by little. Little by little is not exactly what we're looking to accomplish here. Let's see, what have we got here? We've got cavalry. This is what we're going to do. Let's bring the cavalry back here. Stubborn, stubborn, stubborn. We have reserves that have reformed here. They need to come right back into this battle. And at last, take out that last artillery piece, yes. Bring our cavalry over here so we can bring them straight through the gates, one at a time. That seems to be the best way to get through the gates. We're going to try once and for all to get through this cavalry to take out the last of the mortars. Okay, first cavalry through the gates. These two have reformed. Let's bring them back up. You've reformed. Let's bring you back up. And we're finally making a little headway over here. Come on, cavalry unit, get through the gate. What's the holdup? This is our gate. We should be able to get through. Why are we not getting through? Now we have a gate that's not cooperating with opening unless we go into this long column formation. Is that what it is? We're gaining and battling control of the center at last. And the mortars, there's hardly any left. We're finally making some headway, and they're going to shoot into us? How? Oh, over this way. Okay, we're finally getting headway through here. We have all of them retreating, which means we can now start moving through. Finally, we can get our own numbers into the center of the fort here. start taking them out. And finally, our cavalry made it through. They had to line up in some weird column formation in order to make it. Let's take out their cavalry once and for all. Their horsemen over here. Let's get our next cavalry through. Let's shoot into these guys' backs. Let's get our next infantry unit in. Works better, it would appear, one at a time. And we should have it time-wise. I think we control the center. Yes, we do. We're going to end this battle. That was long fought, tougher than I expected it to be, but we broke through. So easy for the enemy when you have those breaches to plug and clog up those breaches. That's why I find you gotta have multiple sources to get through to spread them thin. So we lost. Well, we actually lost less than them, so that's good. It didn't feel that way. It didn't feel that way. We were breaking a lot, but I think the mortars really hit the morale hard. And then we're running off and they ignore us, so we only take so many casualties before we break. That must be somehow the way it's working. And if we go over here, the armies here have miraculously disappeared and melted into the region. Region captured, nation destroyed. So if you look at our victory conditions now, we only have a couple regions to check off. New York. Actually, New York is it. That's all we have left to gain victory, at least with the victory conditions we are playing with. Hold 25 regions by the end of the year, 1799. And we are at 1755. So we could breathe for a long time to come, and still we'd have this in hand. Let's, right at the moment, repair. And what we're going to do with our army on the exterior is get them also then moving back up the road. Okay. They can't yet. Since Britain holds New York, they're going to be next in line for battle. So we're going to get an army up here just in case this becomes a problem down here. Otherwise, our focus is going to be in the Americas, and then we're going to have to hope and see what happens in the continent. The other way we can kind of cheese victory is this. We can try. I'm not going to do it the negotiation way. We're gonna do it via battle. We could probably trade for New York and then gain victory, but guess what? We're doing it via the musket and sword. So what I'm going to do is, and it's what we've been doing all along, is I'm going to spend my upgrades here. First thing I'm going to do is go over to the European theater, and we're going to build those first rates. A heavy first rate, Admiral flagship first rate, and a first rate ship of the line. And is there any other first rate? No. So we'll go with another heavy first rate. There we go. It is, for some navies, big is never quite big enough. This oversized first rate ship of the line is more a floating fortress than a mere battleship. So we're going to have those online in a couple turns. So, yeah, we definitely have our work cut out for us over here. Even though our size of our navies are large, we do tend to outclass them. Excuse me, with the actual ships we have a lot of second rates over here. A high percentage of second rates compared to their, I think, mostly fifth rates, sixth rates, fifth. And then they have their share of fourth rates. But mostly we totally outclass their navy here. So should battle come to fruition, even though it's going to be unwieldy and hard for me to manage, because it's just challenging when you have that many ships on the ocean trying to control them all, we should have the advantage over their navy. So let's take a quick look over in the Americas. And up around New York, I think we have a quantitative advantage. They have a significant amount of armies up here, but they're kind of strung out a little bit. If you look around, they're definitely spread out, whereas we are quite consolidated, and we're going to be making quite the straightforward move to get over to New York. Now, as far as pathing, actually we can get there in one turn. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go through, spend the money. We're going to go through, get everybody healed up as best we can, and our next battle will be for conquest coming up. So I'm going to start the spending in India. That's where all the battle has been taking place. We're going to get things fixed up. We're going to repair armies, get recruits rehired, get things replenished, and take care of things that way. We'll also see what have we got here. We don't need another college. Destroy it. We'll get another church school to convert. And then I won't make you look at all. Oh wait, we've already upgraded already. Just recruiting our army, that spent everything, so I don't have to cut out the spending of the money today. We've already spent the money. Let's get into our ministers, see if we can once and for all, now that we hold India for good. No, we did not get another good person in here. He's okay for the Navy. Does the Navy guy have something? Let's try switching Navy. This guy up in the Navy should give us 4 stars, right? And then he keeps his 4 stars here. So overall, we finally did get our upgrade. Next turn, we'll try to upgrade in the Americas. All right, so as far as any recruiting, we have damaged armies over here. But I think we're already recruiting in Persia to get them healed back up to strength. Let's see if I ever spent the money. No, we did not. Let's at least spend what we have. And we still have more to spend over here. It's not a high urgency. But you know, I like everything in order. Okay, so we're going to go on to our next turn and get ready for the final assault, the final battle here. Coming up against Great Britain. It's going to be interesting when I declare war on them, what Russia does. That's a big question mark in my mind. So let's get on to our next turn. Okay, we've recruited a gentleman in Flanders. We've recruited a gentleman in France, so those deaths we had in gentlemen are being replaced. And we've improved some research. Let's go take a look down there real quick. Okay, so yeah, it kept it in naval research, so we'll just keep that going. And our rakes, once again, are successful as always. We have gained some traits for our general. We've gained an ancillary, a dusty librarian, so that'll help one of our gentlemen. We've recruited all our backups that we ultimately did not need so much. Our construction continues en masse. We gained a new trait, converting in Americas. And finally, St. Patrick's Day in New York. Since the English made it illegal for a Roman Catholic to vote or attend Parliament following the Rebellion of 1641, America is home to many Irish immigrants of all kinds. The community in New York has become so large in recent years that the St. Patrick's Day celebrations have become a real occasion. The Crown and Thistle Tavern is the venue chosen to celebrate the day, and this year the event promises to be as large as the regular parade for the feast in Boston, Massachusetts. All right, let's get let's take a quick peek down in the Italian states and see what's happened there. I think I have time to do a little quick battle up here and see if we can reach them up in the mountains. And since I have a cavalry unit available, let's join up and then make our move, trap them in the Alps. Alright, we're going to conduct this battle. We'll see you down there on the battlefield. Alright, here we go. Their deployment zone pretty much is all throughout the city and off to the right of the city for the most part. So therefore we'll take our lone artillery unit and put it out here where we have the chance to get the most vision where they could be setting up, because if it's in the city, a lot of buildings to get in the way. And I'll bring my own cavalry at the moment back here, kind of to guard my own artillery. Everybody else is going to move through the city for the most part. Kind of a protected advance against their artillery. Let's get this going. Yeah, they're pretty far in the back, so let's get moved up as far as we can here. In fact, we'll have to do it in pieces because there's so much terrain issues. Let's go take a peek where their artillery is able to bombard from, because their artillery is very much restricted. So coming in over on this side with the bulk of our army is actually a good thing. It seems like there should be another artillery unit somewhere. Oh, there it is. It's just a single gun. So that's not going to tear into us too much. We'll keep our eyes on their own units down here. In fact, I'm going to ignore their own artillery. Since we're not talking a huge quantity of guns, we're going to start laying into their line infantry back here with our own artillery and deal with the situation that way. And since our artillery seems safe back there all alone, we're going to bring our cavalry off to the side. Well, I want to bring it off to the side, because they shouldn't be able to rotate any artillery over to the side to get us. Plus, I want to steer clear of all and any defensive positions they've put out here that will decimate cavalry units. So if I do any attacking, I want it to be on a clean side over here, and that's where we'll position our cavalry. Okay, our first piece has made it this far. We're going to push them through the streets just a little bit to make it advance. We may have to worry about the artillery as we get closer. We shall see and react accordingly. And this unit, we got so much on that side. Why don't we bring this line over this way? And this last remnant over on this side, we're going to bring them all the way around the back side of the city over here to take their positions. And now it's just a matter of hanging in there for our units to gain their positions and see if we need to make any adjustments from there. Why don't we work on this last artillery piece? Even though it's in defenses, we'll see if we can't take it out. We're going to take this one unit that could be in a direct line of fire here, and we're going to see if we can't charge through canister fire, take out this artillery unit. And they did the smart thing. Even though I didn't tell them to, they didn't come this way. They're coming around this way, so they're less in range of the canister fire. And their artillery is already wavering here. And we've knocked out their artillery. Well, let's put it this way. Shortly, we'll knock out their artillery. There we go. So let's now readjust and get our line. Can we get it over here? Right here. Now that we're mostly over here around the side of the city, we're going to advance over here. And the engagement has started. We're going to bring our cavalry back here, ready to charge behind over here. Let's get this unit running so we don't get friendly fire. In fact, we'll get all the rest of the units running to get our lines set up. We're being outgunned, outnumbered over here. So we can charge in the rear over here now with our cavalry. I think it's time to silence our own artillery since we're all in the area. They're trying to turn, get set against our charge. I think it's just a little too late. We need to get our artillery. Now that we've taken them on, let's back up for another charge. They're into square formation now. And I wish, to heck, we'd start shooting. There we go. Get out of here, guys. Don't be tempted. Run them into place, start encircling, and we'll bring these guys even farther back over here. And let's work on ending this with some more charges into the rear, staying away. Now they're staying in square formation though, so I don't really want to charge into that. You can bring this line up to close in some more. We'll just start running down the retreating units. Safely away from the defensive structures, and it looks like we should have this in hand. I see them all collapsing all of a sudden. Alright, so we have victory. We lost only 322 men to their 895. And he can't retreat out of the Alps. That's what I was hoping. He's no more. We're going to come back down into Milan, so we're right next to this British unit. Come when hostilities commence next time. So we're just going to end it here. We know we have a battle coming up. We're going to declare war next time against Britain and get things moving for our final push for total victory in this playthrough. Hope you enjoyed today's episode, and hope to see you next time. Remember, thumbs up if you're having a good time with this playthrough. Otherwise, this is ZigZagZog signing off from somewhere in this world. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.